yourgift.com, how to get the straightest path to your passion and do what you love for a living. And today I want to talk about you, the brand. Whether you run a business, you are a solopreneur or a Fortune 500 company, or whether you are simply just doing your thing, going to a job, running your career, accelerating on the corporate ladder, you are a brand. And here's what I mean by that. I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, and she runs a company and she runs quite a large number of employees. And she was talking to me about her recruitment process. And one of the things that she says that she does is she looks at Facebook to really get to know the person before she asks them in for an interview. Now, here's what she says to me. She doesn't use a lot of social media. She's hardly even on social media, but she will use it to kind of get a feel for who she's going to ask to come in and whether or not it's just going to be worth her while. And here's the thing, I mean, that's not the thing new, you've got to be careful what you put on social media. But what's interesting is you are the brand. You are a brand. You're not your resume anymore. You're not your CV anymore. You're not just your product or service. You are a brand. What your image is online, on the online space, is what is projected and allows people to get to know you before they get to know you. So that's really, really important. So whatever you do, whatever your work is, you are the brand. You've got to understand, so what's my projection? And you have to make sure that whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Snap, Insta, whatever it is that you're on, it's really important that you have an image that's conducive because people can find you. And you don't know who knows. I mean, I know that in the city that I live in, like, usually there's 6 degrees of separation. There's like 4 where I live. So it's really, really small and you just don't know how people can get access. So it's important, number one, to know that you are the brand. Number two, knowing that you're the brand, it's very important to understand leverage. And leverage is what it means to do one thing and get multiple results from it. Or at least a couple. Let's just optimize the workload. So it's doing one thing and getting at least 2, 3, 4 results from the one move that you make. So for example, if you are in business and you are working with, you're working with so many people to get your work online, you're helping people get their work online. When you do a video such as this, you can take this now and you can leverage it. You can turn it into an audio. You can turn it into a still picture on Insta. You can put a 10-second snap about this video. That's how you can leverage one move, one piece of content with so many different mediums. Speaking is a super way of leverage. You can go to a networking event, you can have a website, you can do mail drops, you can have a brochure, you can do advertising, you can go on, so you can do any of that stuff. The difference is that they're just one set of eyeballs looking. But when you speak in front of a group, it's you versus many people. It's you to many, which means there's a leverage happening. You're making one move, doing one talk, and multiple people are hearing it. Even if it's 2, it's better than none. It's better than 1. And that's why it's so, so crucial, that leverage. If you're time poor, if you're struggling with your time, to find out how do you leverage the skill sets, the work, the resources that you have. And leverage, thank God, is just so much more easy now than it has been for predecessors who ran businesses. Same is true for those who are in the professional life. If you are in a career, how do you leverage what you do? So if you post something on LinkedIn, for example, about an award you received at work, a promotion you have, a new job you have, because you are the brand, how can you now take that and promote that? How can you put that 10-second snap of that, what's happened? How can you take a picture of that and put it on Insta? How do you take it and do the same thing on Facebook? It's about leveraging, doing one move and has multiple results. So how you can do that, because remember, when you are the brand, you are the ambassador for what you do. It's no longer the resume or a product or a service, it's you. And people will look for you wherever you are. You just don't know how they will look for you. And it's important to be able to have ownership of that branding that you have. And so when something you do, there's an accomplishment, you're meeting someone, you're at an event, and you've published it on a social media site, go ahead and optimize that by publishing it in other sources and using that platform to really get your brand out. Conversely, when you're running a business, it's the same thing. How can you take that one move and leverage it? You can take content, which is online, but if you're offline, my recommendation is go and speak, because when you're speaking, right, when you're speaking to an audience, you get your message out one to many, you get to take pictures, right, doing your stuff, post it on social, you get to get just professional pictures taken. You get to do a recording of that talk and being able to distribute that to other people. You can sell that. There's so many ways of leverage when you just get to know what those stems are, and specifically when you use speaking to really accelerate that, okay? If you're speaking at work, if you're doing a presentation, get someone to take pictures of you, get someone to record it. You record it, get your iPhone out, your Android, and just click the memos to record it. You can use that, you can upload that. People will get to know you, get to know your work rather than just written information. And that speaks loudly, because we're living in a world, in a culture that's bombarded with visuals, with pictures, with videos. And the more you can communicate your brand in a leveraged way, the greater your reach and the greater your influence and the work that you can do and the difference you can make and the fulfillment you will gain, because you have more opportunities, more experiences, more ways of getting your work out into the world.